Tanya Roof, meetings together. So skill 17, what'd you think? Quite a lot of information, right? I would say that this is probably the most detailed skill that we've learned so far. So you probably have a lot of highlights in this section. So there's a lot of different things to memorize and learn from this skill. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So skill 17 has 5 to 7 questions from the exam will come from this skill. Let me go ahead and exit out here. Okay, so booths. We need to know about exhibit booths and what makes each one different and special. So starting in the top left, this is your standard regular booth, 10 by 10. They're referred to as inline or linear booths. So when you go to a trade show, the majority of them are these, either 8 by 10 or 10 by 10. So that is the linear booth. Then you have the perimeter booth. Now the perimeter booth is part of a linear booth, but it backs to an outside wall, okay, rather than backing to another booth. So that is what makes a perimeter booth special. And as you can see, it is the same size, 10 by 10 or 8 by 10. And then on the right there is the end cap booth. Just like it sounds, an end cap booth goes on the end and it's exposed to the aisle on 3 sides. So that's the kind of the end cap booth's kind of trigger term, I guess, where if you get a question that says, what type of booth, is an aisle exposed on 3 sides? Comprised of 2 booths. Sorry, you don't forget that it's comprised of 2 booths. It's the end cap, kind of like at a grocery store. When you go to the grocery store, that's what they call an end cap. When you walk down the aisles and they put all like the special ones on the end caps, and they're really actually not specials. Research has been done that those items they put on the end cap are actually more expensive. So anyways, fun little marketing tip. Okay, peninsula booth is what we have in the bottom left-hand corner. And so a peninsula booth and the split island booth, see the one in the middle to the right? So the peninsula booth is exposed to aisles on 3 sides and is comprised of at least 4 booths, okay? So the 2 types of peninsula booths, 1, it backs to a row of linear booths, and 2, it backs to another peninsula booth and is referred to as a split island booth. And so that's the one in the middle there. And then lastly, at the very end, the 10 by 20 is not 10 by 10, right? It's an extended number. So 10 by 20 is an extended header booth. So an extended header booth is a linear booth that is 20 feet, okay? Or it can be longer with the center extended header. So you can kind of see the difference between the bottom right and the bottom left. So make sure you know the different types of booths and what their keywords are, what makes them each different and special. So here is my Dancing Santa's trade show. So the green up here is an example of just regular linear booth, corner booth, island booth, a peninsula booth here, split island. So kind of you're all out here on your own little island, and that's kind of easy to remember. And then the split island is just 2 islands that are split. And then the header booth, and then the end cap. So this is what it would look like at an actual trade show. Our lovely Dancing Santas. And speaking of Santas, yes, I am obsessed with Christmas apparently. So on page 183 of your book, you want to memorize table 1 and table 2. So these are the different function room space requirements. So it will tell you exactly how much space per person you need for square footage. And this is a fun way to remember banquet seating space requirements, okay? So let's walk through this together because you're like, what? All right, so in the banquet seating on this page, when you look at this page in the book, it says, it gives you the option for how many people can sit at a 60-inch round comfortably. Then it gives you the number of people, how many can fit max that you want to do at that round. And then they give you the number of people that is too tight at that round. So we have 3 different kinds of booths. So think of this as a snowman, okay? So we have the 60-inch round, the 66-inch round, and the 72-inch round. So it's like a little snowman. Now, it goes down, and then, okay, so remember we have the comfortable, max, and too tight. So this is 8 people at a 60-inch round is comfortable. 9 people at a 60-inch round is the max. 10 people at a 60-inch round is too tight. So what everything in here has in common is it's always changes by 1, okay? So 8, 9, 10, 9, 10, 11, 10, 11, 12, okay? So if you remember this fun little saying, Frosty, 8, so you start with the 8, 9 is the next one, tenderloins. So you know that you're picturing Frosty in your head and you think of the phrase Frosty ate 9 tenderloins. So again, it goes 8, 9, 10, and then 8, 9, 10, 9, 10, 11, 10, 11, 12. So it's all changing by just 1. So you got that? Now coming over here, 13.5 square feet is how many square feet per person that you should have at a 60-inch round, okay, comfortably. Then going down, square footage wise, is 12.5 square feet for 9 people is max at a 60-inch round. Then going down one more, 11.5 is too tight for 10 people at a 60-inch round. So when you need to think of the square footage per person, again, it's always by 1, just like it was here for Frosty. But think when you turn 13.5, it's all downhill from there. So when you're a teenager, it's all downhill from there. So 13.5 to 12.5 to 11.5. The only thing that changes is it goes down by 1. And you know that you're going to start at 13 because of the phrase, when you turn 13.5, it's all downhill from there. So another trick that you can think of is like for the receptions and theater style and general classroom, you know the phrase, less is more? Well, when you have less people, you need more square footage. So when you're thinking that, less is more. Okay? So that's fun. All right, next one, last one. Types of signs. These are the 3 different types of signs. So you have the modular reusable signs. It's one or multiple signs. Has space to attach or insert smaller signs to indicate different type of meanings that kind of move around. You see that little, that you can kind of slip through and where it says available and you can change it. And that is a modular reusable sign. Then the digital, we all know what that is. You're able to make changes right away, which is awesome. So if you have a room change, you can easily just change it and not have to worry about it like if it's in your program and you have the Wabash room. Am I saying that right? Wabash. Anyway, so you have that. If you have a printed program or a printed up sign, it makes it a little bit harder to change it. So that's the benefits of including it in a digital format is you can also use full color, include branding, and avoid storage and shipping. So yes, you don't have to already have pre-made signs. And then the handheld one are little KB homes. You know, this is for directing and helping attendees. You've seen everybody in like red coats holding a sign saying lunch this way. So these are the 3 different types of signs. Know the differences and some benefits of which sign works best, and then what would be an instance that would make that specific sign a benefit to use over another one. So All right, well, that's it for this one. Again, it's still skill 17, but it's listed as skill 16 in the CMP International Standards. So 16.1, determine event design and theme requirements based on stated objectives that meet attendee and organizational expectations. So determine event design. This was in the chapter when you were talking about the different types of setups, like the hollow square setup and the conference and the partially interactive setup and highly interactive setup. So you want to know, if you're given the question, like what type of setup would promote a face-to-face communication, then you would know you want something like within the highly interactive setup. So knowing the different setup types is very important. So make sure that you understand all that and know the difference between all those setup types. And then select a core based on event design. That one is like really about getting your attendees engaged by the environment, the theme, the decor, your food and beverage, the ambiance that you're setting, the vibe of your event really is, you're able to tweak that decor and all that based on your event objective. So it's easy to do when you have like a theme event, like a Hawaiian theme or things like that. But so that's that one. Coordinate meeting or event signage by following the marketing plan to meet requirements. So kind of like it had said about the digital signs, where you didn't have to worry about shipping or anything like that. So just doing the different event signage and the benefits of each of those. So yay for skill 17. We're in week 9. We read skill 17 probably a few times, right? And then chapter 12 in your PMM book and 45 minutes on glossary terms. And we're going to make sure for sure that we time block next week, because next week is a little bit more tricky. We have skills 18 and 19. So the last 2 weeks we've been kind of cushy and kind of sailing a little bit with just one skill. But next week we really got to kind of buckle in and just finish strong, because these are the last 2 skills in Domain G. So we are almost done with the big kahuna. So yeah, so just 2 more skills and we will be out of G. And okay, so skill 18, the video is only 30 minutes, but there's a lot of information to cover. So make sure you're time blocking at least an hour. Maybe a little bit more than an hour each day for skill 18, and then a little over an hour for skill 19. And then don't forget 45 minutes of your key terms. And then we're going to read chapter 13 in your PMM book and finish up either 4 or 12 if you are still kind of lagging behind on that one. But okay, that's it. I hope you had a great week, and we'll see you next week as we wrap up Domain G. Bye. Have a great day.